Hi, welcome to Gabie's Knit Goodies. I am Gabie and today is all about the Soldotna. Crop. My dog is being, my husband's dog actually, this one's his, is being a little pushy. But first I have a big announcement. I started dyeing yarn and I opened an Etsy shop, and I will show them more at the end of the video because I know y'all are here for the Soldotna crop top by Caitlin Hunter, so I want to talk all about that and the changes that I made. But I'm so excited, y'all. Look at my little basket of yarn. It's so much fun. And I've played around with micro sets. And I posted things on Etsy. I'm an official Etsy seller now, which is super exciting. So I'm Gabie's Knit Goodies, no spaces, on Etsy. And on Instagram and on Ravelry. And Gabie's Knit Goodies on London.com as well for my patterns. But if this dog will not be in my way too much, his name is Moose, by the way, I will talk about the Soldotna that I am wearing. Okay, first off, I love it. I took some pictures, so I will show that. But it turned out really nice, and it's fresh off the blocking mats, and it fits really well, and I'm excited. I know that a lot of people had trouble with the neckline being too small, so yeah, I'm excited that mine worked out really well. Almost underneath the pant. Alright, so again, the pattern is the Soldotna, I don't know if I'm saying that quite right, crop by Caitlin Hunter of Boyland Knitworks. Almost. But her pattern calls for, I think it's DK weight yarn maybe? A thicker than finger weight. I think it's DK. It's not as thick as worsted. But I did not use that. I used a fingering weight yarn. This is what I have left of my darkest color. And I basically used all of this main body color. But I like the yarn I chose. See how it fades like in and out of different colors? It's one of those dyed in the wool yarns, and it kind of fades from one color to another. I will get the rest of my other skeins too so you can see those close up. But the type of yarn, it's Queensland Collection Rainbow Beach Pure Australian Superwash Wool. And let's see, here we go. It is 100% wool, 328 yards for the 100 grams. So I would say it's a little thicker than some of the fingering weight I've used, because a lot of that's around 400 yards per 100 grams, and this is 328. But it's still, it says number 2 fine. Let's see. Yeah, I'll put all the colorways below. This particular one, the purple one, is called Sydney Sands. but I'll put all the other ones below too. So since I went with a fingering weight yarn instead of the DK weight yarn that it called for, I actually went up to a size 4, which would be much larger than I needed if I was going for the actual yarn that she had recommended, I believe. But I wanted to make sure, number one, I didn't want my neck to be too small because I know a lot of people have trouble with that. And number two, I didn't want it to be tight. I don't like tight garments. I don't tend to wear them, especially tight knitted garments. I don't know. I don't ever wear them. I think that's pretty much all the modification I did. However, I did do more ribbing rows on the arms that it suggested. I think I might have reduced my number of short rows, but I did do the short rows. You can see them. Hopefully you could see that. And it didn't bring it up like a turtleneck. Some people, I think, feel like it's a bit of a funnel. Other modifications. Another modification I made. I think my row gauge, I will measure my row gauge too when I go get my other yarn and tell you what my gauge was for my sweater. Should have done that before I started, but oh well. I did a few rows of the main body color after this colorwork section before I split for my sleeve. I think it was only like 2 or 3. Just to lengthen that just a little bit. Let's see. I was originally afraid that my colorwork here would not show up, and that would have been a pointless endeavor to do. But it totally does show up, and I really like how it turned out. It's like subtle, it's not obvious kind of polka dots, but it still looks really cute. I used an entire skein of this main green color that I have, and I did lengthen mine a good bit. I think it's supposed to be like a crop, and I made it as long as I could with this main body section. In fact, I ran out, and the little squares here were supposed to be this darker green, but I used my beigey color instead, which worked fine. One thing I accidentally did was I didn't switch to the ribbing needles here at the bottom. I accidentally just kept going with my regular needles. And I was afraid that I'd have to pick that out, but I think it looks fine. Okay, my camera's in the sun, so I'm gonna measure my gauge, get my other yarn that I had left over so you can see the balls of yarn, and change my camera angle so it's not in the sunlight and have any glare on there. Okay, I fixed the blind so it's not glaring on the camera. And I got my yarn and my gauge. So my gauge was around 25, 26 stitches per 4 inches and about 28 rows per 4 inches. And the pattern suggests, so the gauge that the pattern suggests is 22 stitches per 4 inches and 26 rounds for 4 inches. And so I am off by a little bit. Yeah, my stitch gauge is 25, 26 stitches per 4 inches, and my row gauge is 28. So, yes, a little bit smaller. So going up to a size 4 really worked out for that, because then I didn't have to be too small. And really, I probably would have been a 1 or a 2 in the original pattern if I had done it as recommended. But again, I don't like things to be too tight, so I'm very happy with what I did. And I'm also happy that I did fingering weight yarn instead of a thicker yarn, just because it's a short sleeve shirt, and I might end up wearing something under it. I have plenty of room, even though the ribbing kind of squishes up, so hugs my arm. It's not tight at all. I have plenty of room, and I have room under my underarm, which is good, and plenty of width as well. So I could probably wear like maybe a long sleeve shirt under it, and that would look cute potentially. But because it's a short sleeve garment, I didn't want it to be too hot, because I figure I'll just be able to wear it more if it's not. So I'm very happy with the fingering weight, and also with colorwork you have like a double layer anyways, and so that would have made it even warmer if it had been a thicker one. But it would have been quicker to knit, I suppose. And like I said, I made mine longer than the pattern suggests. Here is her picture, which her neck is still much wider. I don't know if she did aggressive blocking or what, but hers is also much shorter here. But I like it a little longer. I'll wear it a lot more if it's longer. I'm all about wearability. Okay, so I told you what type of yarn, and this is an Australian wool yarn, which is not as soft as merino, but after blocking it, it actually softened up a bit, and I could totally wear this without a shirt underneath, like I have on now, and it doesn't bother me at all. If you're super sensitive to wool, it might. It's not silky soft like some merinos are, but I like the feel of it. And like I said, it's dyed in the wool. This is my pop of color one, so I used it up here, and I also used it here in the little arrows and the little pops of color here in the body. You can see that. So I have a light and a little colored one, and it changes from like the blue to more green. I wasn't sure how this would all work out because of the fading in and out of colors. As you can see here, it's bright blue and then it's more green. So there were some times like where the arrows were, where these two yarns matched up a little closer than I would have liked. Like on screen now, they look very different. But like here, I had, this one was on more of a green hue. And then this one was, I guess, I don't know. This one doesn't fade as much. It has a little bit of blue and it fades back to more of a, it's a very light greenish beige color. My cake's kind of falling apart here. So this one doesn't fade as much, but it just happened to be that this one was at its darker stage and this one was at its lighter stage. And so I was afraid the arrows wouldn't show up, but it ended up turning out really nicely. And I really like that it's a little bit subtle, but it's still totally, you can see all the color work. Okay, so I do have the little thingies in here. So I'll try to tell you this color. It is color 118, and it has no name. Oh, Castaway. Color 118, Castaway. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just on the little tag there. I got these yarns on sale for like half price at Center of the Yarniverse, which is a yarn store in Ashland, Virginia. And it's a cute yarn store, but they had a major sale. And now my battery's going dead, so I need to plug it in. It says a few interruptions, doesn't it? All right, I am back, and I now got my thing plugged in. Okay. So, like I was saying, this one's Castaway, and this one is my neutral, my lightest color that I have in mine. And this one's name is color number 103, and it's called Starfish. Starfish. Let's see if I can get it back in. So I guess it does have blues and like beiginess here. Okay, did you want to up? Go ahead, get up. Good boy. So anyways, I don't know what else to say about it other than I am thrilled to have it off the needles and blocked and ready to go. I think that because of all the green, that it will totally work like Christmas time or Thanksgiving time. That's coming up next week. So yes, I think I will wear it a lot. And sometimes you get hot in those family gatherings, and so I want to wear like all of my pretty sweaters, but I don't want to get too hot, and so a short sleeve sweater could work really nicely. And it's casual too, which I'm very casual. So anyways, I'm thrilled about it. And if you guys knit it, let me know. And let me know if you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, but it took longer than I expected. That could be because the body has that all over color work. It's not complicated, but it definitely takes more time than just, you know, stocking it in the round. And I had a lot of other things going on. Like by playing guano, which is my next video. All right, so I'm gonna show one whip and then I'll show you my yarn if you'd like to stay and see that. Uh-oh, I dropped a stitch. It always seems to happen when I try to film my podcast. This is the nacho that I have shown before that I am knitting for my daughter. And I will put the designer's name, I think it's like Casa Pink or something. Casa Pinka. I don't know. I will put that down below so that you can look her up. And it's turning out very nice. I can't spread it all the way out, but definitely is getting wider. And she is loving the fuzzy yarn. It's all alpaca. And the super fuzzy one is the Surrey alpaca, like brushed Surrey baby alpaca or something. It reminds me of Kid Silk mohair. It does have some silk in it. And this was dyed by Shirsty Cat. I bought it at the Yarn Festival. It is so, so soft. I'm almost done with my teal color, and so the rest of it's just going to be fuzzy in this multicolored pink one, which my daughter is not unhappy about the fuzziness. She likes that a lot. Again, that's the Nacho. And if I didn't mention it before, for this garment, I used 4 skeins. Each skein was 328 yards per, wait a minute, is it 328? Yeah, 328 yards per 100 grams. And for these 2 colors, I have a huge amount left. A whole lot left. So my pop color that was here, I have a ton left, and I have over half a ball left of the cream color. The dark color, I don't have a lot left. And then because I made mine longer, my base green color, I used up all of that. Okay, nachos going away. Oh, one thing I wanted to show you on my nacho is my new stitch marker. So making stitch markers too, because it's fun. And it's like jewelry for your knitting. So I have a little stitch marker. Let's see if I can show it. It is Right here, it's a little star and a little bead. I guess I could probably take a picture and put it up. It's kind of subtle. It's not a super giant stitch marker. But it's super cute and I really like it. It's should be up on Etsy by the time I put this video up, hopefully. I'm excited about those. Okay, speaking of Etsy, I wanted to show you my yarn. This set that you might be able to see, I have one more to dye, but I was inspired by the fall leaves because it's that time of year and we've been to the mountains and stuff. And so I made some little micro skeins that remind me of the fall leaves. Like this is like early fall where things are just changing from green to yellow, and I have some little specks of brown in there. And then this one, like sometimes you'll see those leaves that are like almost half and half. The red and yellow. Those are cool. And this is one like one of those maples that's like solid red, but it has, you know, the kind of tonal dark and lights. And then this one is just one of those with all kinds of colors in them. And specks of brown and black. And then I have one more to do, and I have an idea of that. This is a little mini skein I have up. So it's currently a one-of-a-kind mini skein, but hopefully I'll be able to dye some more just like it, or similar, and put up. And I actually would like at some point in time to make these into big skeins too. But it's a night sky colorway. My children helped me with this. I don't know the best way to show these. There we go. But so this one's like Autumn Nights because it has a little bit of burgundy in there with the blue. This one is like Starry Night. I was inspired by the painting by Van Gogh. The blues with the pops of yellow. It really wants my face for some reason. And then my son helped me with this one. This one is like, I think we're calling it Moonless Night, and it has blue and black in it, and black specks. And this is one of my daughter's favorites. It's called Twilight. It's the lighter sky. And then this one my daughter helped me with all of it. And it's the sunset, has like all the colors in there. So anyways, this has been so much fun to do. I had no idea that I would enjoy dyeing yarn so much. I've played around with a lot of different colors, and I came up with like a coffee line here, or a coffee shop inspired line, which is my primary one that I've done. But like this one I was going for pumpkin spice, and it ended up much peachier. I love it, but it doesn't really go with the theme. So this might make it come back in the spring. But right now, I have pumpkin spice is the spice of life, which is perfect for this time of year. And I have DK weight and fingering weight. And this one is Mocha Latte. This is a Cozy Mugs collection because hot drinks and knitting are like my cozy comfort joy. This one is Mexican hot chocolate, which is super rich, and it has deep browns and reds in there. And if you've never had spicy hot chocolate, you should give it a try. Oh, and this one is Holiday. It's eggnog holiday without the red and green Christmassy colors. Because this I would totally knit with and wear all year round, whereas like Santa colors would be very festive, but I wouldn't, Christmas would be the only time I would wear it. Let's see. Oh, and then this is not part of the Cozy Mugs collection of coffee shop inspired yarns, but I just like these colors, and so I decided to dye up a yarn in these colors. My son really likes it too. It is a very tonal black like base to it with teal and some little hints of brown. I really like it, and my son wants me to make him a hat out of it, but he also wants a couple of the other ones as well, so we'll see what I end up doing for him. So anyways, I'm so excited. Doesn't that just make you happy? It makes me happy. If you want to support my little business that I have started, you can check me out on Etsy. I will link it below. Gabie's Knit Goodies. And thank you guys so much for watching. And please let me know if you knit the Soldotna too. I'll talk to you later. Bye.